is Abhishek from GadgetsNews.com, and today we are here at the ZTE booth at Mobile World Congress 2014, and we have the ZTE Grand S2 LTE device. So again, this device comes in LTE version and non-LTE version as well, and let's see which one comes to India. When it comes to the chipset or the hardware, it has got a Snapdragon 800 processor, 2.3 GHz quad-core CPU, which is quite a popular chipset as of now. You have Android 4.3 running on this device. The overall dimension when it comes to the thickness of the device is around 6.18 millimeter, which is again not too thick, but again I would say that it is slightly more thicker if I actually have to take a look at. As you can see, it has got a rounded curved edge, and maybe they have given the thickness specification of the edge only, but not at the middle. At the middle it is actually thicker, much more than 6.1, so that is something which we can say as of now. The back cover can be removed on this device, that is something which we know. So you can actually remove the back cover, and this is how the phone looks like from the back side. It has a huge battery of 3000 milliampere hour. As you can see, you have a SIM card slot 1, and then you have a micro SD card slot over here, as you can see. When it comes to the camera on this device, as far as back side is concerned, is a 13 megapixel camera with LED flash. You have a secondary microphone as well. You have this Grand S2 LTE branding over here. The loudspeaker is over here, as you can see. On the top you have the 3.5mm audio jack. You have a nice chrome grill on the edges, which again looks good. You have power and sleep key over here, the volume rocker over here. At the bottom you have the micro USB port for data syncing and charging, and you have a primary microphone over here as well. So in all, this device looks good in terms of the overall hardware specifications, and in terms of the look and feel, it is pretty good, not too great I would say. As far as storage is concerned, it has got 16 GB of internal storage, and this is how it looks like from the front. You have an LED notification light as well, which will indicate whenever the device is charging or you get any notifications. You have nice metal earpiece. The front camera on this device is a 2 megapixel fixed focus camera, as you can see, and here we have the touch capacitor button, which will light up whenever you use them. So the touch capacitor buttons are there at the bottom. This is how the home screen UI look like. You do not have any app drawer, but again you can actually increase the number of home screen you have on this device. When we take a look over the notification center, we can go to the settings, and before we actually go to the setting, you can actually see that this is how the notification center look like, and these are all the toggles which are there for your usage. When it comes to the about phone, the version of Android which is running on this device is Android 4.3, and again it has got a 5.5-inch full high definition display, which makes this device quite huge, and again pretty difficult to use with one-handed usage. So one-handed usage of this device is fairly limited. You cannot actually access all the parts of the screen with one hand. When it comes to the storage, you have 16 GB of internal storage, and then you also have the option of installing applications on the SD card as well. So you do have SD card on this device. When it comes to the internal storage out of which around 3.12 GB is being reserved by the ROM, or you can say the operating system storage, and then out of which you get around 10.72 GB available to the user out, and as of now 9.76 GB is available, to be very precise. Once we go out and we can take a look over the apps, this device has got around 2 GB of RAM, and out of 2 GB of RAM, let me just give you a scenario. So out of 2 GB of RAM, around 1.2 GB is used, whereas we have around 586 MB of RAM free, and the device is responsive and there is no problem. You also have the option of connecting this device to the PC just like you do with any other phone. You have GPS location access as well, so you can use this device for GPS navigation as well without any problem. And when it comes to other features, you do have tethering option supported. You also have wireless tethering supported, so you can create a portable Wi-Fi hotspot. You have VPN support, NFC is also there, so NFC support is also there. One-handed operations are also there on this device for the dial pad, for the keyboard pattern unlock and other things. So in all, this device is pretty good in terms of the overall features it offers, the kind of UI it offers, the kind of overall build quality it has is pretty okay. I would say not too great. That is something which we can tell you as of now. So let me just launch the camera UI so that you can get an idea. So once we go, okay, this is how the app drawer looks like. This device does have this app drawer, and once we go to this app drawer, we can actually launch the camera. Let me just locate the camera now. So this is how the camera UI will look like, as you can see. And again, it is a Qualcomm chipset. The camera UI has been enhanced and it has been made to look different. So this is how the view will look like from the from the rear camera basically. Let me just take this photo right now to show you the overall performance of this device. So this device, comparing with the ZTE, okay, let me just do it again. Okay, it has some problem. Let me just do it again. Okay. does have autofocus and tap to focus is also supported, and this is how the photo will look like when you take a photo in low light or in artificial light. The photo looks pretty good in terms of the colors, but in terms of the details it is not that great. So the camera is pretty okay. Let me just show you the front camera as well so that you can get an idea about the front camera. Okay, let me just toggle to the front camera. So this is how the view will look like from the front camera. The front camera looks good. You can do a high definition video chat from the front camera, but again the rear camera is not that good, especially with low light photos or with the photos in which you have artificial light. So that's all from us as far as the quick hands-on of the ZTE Grand S2 LTE device. We would love to help you. If you have any question for this device, you can leave them in the comment section below. You can like this video help you by clicking the like button below. You can subscribe to our YouTube video channel for more videos like this by clicking the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching this video. This is Abhishek signing off.